Good morning, good morning, good morning. You all come on in. Good morning. Sorry for my tardiness. Come on in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Sorry for my tardiness this morning. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to everybody this morning. Good to see you this morning. Like, tag, and share this video. We did tune in over to Facebook because we're tardy today. And I know people were looking for us. So we did tune in to Facebook. So welcome, Facebook world. It's good to see you. Comment so I can see you right there. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Great grace to you. Grace and peace may it be multiplied to you from God, who certainly is our Father this morning. A little housekeeping. If you are on Facebook, you notice my name change on Facebook. I'm going through a rebranding, so just give me some time for all the things to update right there. But your boy corporate, and so we are rebranding to a more corporate look there. And so if you see that, don't be alarmed. It's still me. Somebody like, tag, and share the video. Share it with somebody and say it's still him. It's still him. He's going through a rebranding right here, but it's still him. I'm stepping out into the corporate world, and so I want to make sure that all of my socials are reflecting Christ, culture, community, corporate, all of the things. So like, tag, and share the video. If you're on YouTube, share out the link right there. Everything is still the same over on YouTube, but share out the link over there on YouTube. Good morning again. If you're sowing this week, we're sowing in the denomination of 12. This is your week to sow. We're sowing in the denomination of 12. So that's $1.12, $20.12, $12.12, wherever your faith, wherever your ability, wherever your stance with God is. I want you to sow right there. Do it cheerfully. And he said, press down, shaking together, running over, shall he cause men to give unto your bosom. Okay, several things. I have an update. Vision Fest 2026 will be happening in Greenville, South Carolina. Vision Fest 2026 will be happening in Greenville, South Carolina. So mark your calendars for October 8th, 9th, and 10th. We will be in Greenville, South Carolina. So go ahead and mark your calendars. We're going to put a save the date out, but October 8th, 9th, and 10th, Vision Fest 2026 will be in Greenville, South Carolina. So if you're making plans to be here, look up the Greenville airport there and look at those things. It's just about 2 hours east of Atlanta if you're driving. So just put that out there. But we will be there October 8th, 9th, and 10th. Vision Fest is going to be off the chain. It's going to be an opportunity, a place that you don't want to miss. It's going to be where corporate meets church, and church meets community, and community meets culture. And so you want to be there for Vision Fest 2026. All right. I'm excited about that. All right, let us get into our March Madness. We're still canceling the chaos. Today, we're talking about boundaries that create freedom. Boundaries that create freedom. Many people believe freedom means having no limits. Let me debunk that. Many people believe that freedom is having no limits, no restrictions, no rules, no boundaries, and that's not true. People who experience the most peace are often the people with the clearest boundaries, because when there's no boundaries, everything has access to you. Everybody has access to you. Every place has access to you, which means every request, every opinion, every interruption, and every expectation. And eventually, your life becomes crowded with other people's priorities. You don't realize this, but sometimes your life becomes busy with other people's priorities. Boundaries are not about pushing people away. Write that in your notes. Boundaries are not about pushing people away. They are about protecting what matters. Write that in your notes. Boundaries is about protecting what matters. It's not a set of rules. It's not slavery. It's not in being boxed in. It's about protecting what matters. Boundaries are not restrictions. They are protection for your peace and for your purpose. Write that down. Boundaries are protection for your peace and for your purpose. Boundaries are protection for your peace and your purpose. Point one, without boundaries, everything gets access. If people, if access isn't defined, if it's not clearly articulated, chaos will fill the space. And a lot of our lives, chaos has filled the space, not because we wanted to, not because we invited it to, but because we simply didn't have defined lines. We didn't have boundaries. So every person, place, and thing had access. Every person has access. Many people feel overwhelmed not because life isn't unfair, but because their time, attention, and energy are always available. Some of the reason you feel overwhelmed is because your time, your attention, and your energy is always available, always being pulled at, always being turned in the direction. When everything has access to you, nothing gets the best of you. Write that down. When you have to share your access with a lot of people, places, and things, no one thing can get the best of you. No one thing can get the best of you. And many of us are in that place right now, is that we can't give one thing the best of us because we are being a jack of many trades. We're being a Jill of many trades. So the Lord would admonish us that we start scaling back some things so that we could be the best in one or two things versus just showing up and present in three and four things. Someone answers every message immediately, agrees to every request, or constantly adjusts their schedule for other people. Soon, your entire day becomes reactive instead of intentional. How many people, you don't have to put a show of hands in the comments, but just think about it. How many times have we allowed our days to become reactive instead of intentional? Because we're constantly answering every message, and every message has a request. Every message has something pulling at our attention. We're constantly adjusting our schedules because things are being thrown our way. Today, I want you to identify one area where your time or energy is constantly interrupted and decide where a boundary needs to be set. Identify one area where your time or energy is constantly interrupted and decide where a boundary needs to be set. Point two, saying no protects what matters. Write this in your notes because if you're like me, you have the hardest time saying no. You have the hardest time saying no. Every yes automatically means no to something else. I taught this in Dream, Pray, Create or Grace House some time ago, but write this down. Every yes automatically means no to something else. So you got to understand that when I say yes, I'm saying no to something else. So when I say no, I'm protecting something that needs my yes. I feel like teaching today. I said, when I say no, Noel, I'm protecting something that deserves my yes. And you got to start looking at your no like that. When I say no, I'm simply protecting something that deserves my yes. When you say yes to something unnecessary, you often are saying no to something that's very important. Focus requires selective commitment. Put that down. Focus requires selective commitment. People who move forward constantly and consistently have to learn that protecting your time sometimes require uncomfortable conversations. You're going to have to learn that in order to move forward and keep going and protect your time, your purpose, and your assignment from God, that it's going to require you to have uncomfortable conversations with people, places, and things. You're going to have to let them know, no, I cannot. It's not available. I'm not available. Because someone who protects your mornings for thinking or planning or prayer can often accomplish more than someone who day begin immediately responding and reacting to requests. You get up in the morning and you're immediately responding back to text messages. You're immediately sending back messages on Facebook, DMs on Instagram, scrolling through threads. And you have already changed your day into a reacting and a responding day versus protecting your time. This is why I said this. You need to protect your time when you get up in the morning. You do not need to grab your phone before saying, thank you, Lord, before meditating on what this day needs to produce in your life. Some of you are, before you can think about you, you've already thought about everybody else. That's dangerous for your purpose and your assignment. So this is what we need to do. We need to practice a simple pause before saying yes to any new commitment. Write that down. It's one of the hardest things I had to struggle with, but I'm coming through this. I'm coming through this. I remember telling my wife this weekend when I was talking to my boss. I'm corporate now, and when I was talking to my boss, I remember hanging up the phone, and I remember looking at my wife and telling her, I said, she wants me to come in earlier than they originally planned. And I said, and I kept going. Now, the old me would have jumped on that and called her right back and said, you need me to come in earlier? I felt that. I discern that. XYZ, you know, my prophetic gifting works in corporate America. And, but I just let it be. Shantae, I just let it be. Because I'm in a season now where I need to pause and think about the ramifications of what I'm about to commit to. All right. I said, I'm in a season now that I need to pause and think about the ramifications of what I am about to say yes to. So that's a practice that you need to. Now, the question came around. And when the question came around, I gave her a yes, but I had a day to think about it. I had a day to think about it. I had several hours of a confirmed thinking about it, which means somebody else told me that my discernment was right before my boss came and asked me. So our simple task now is to practice a simple pause before saying yes to any new commitment. Ask yourself, does this align with my priorities? You need to take a time to be able to pause. So from now on, you need to give people the perception of you that you no longer have an automatic yes or no. You no longer have an immediate yes or no. You need to get people conditioned that when they call you to ask you for something, that you need time to respond. Let me think about it. And I'm not thinking about it because I don't value you. I'm not thinking about it because I don't value what you need me to do. I'm thinking about it because I'm trying to put this in the grand scheme of my priorities, my purpose, and the plan of God for my life. Does this align with my purpose, God's plan, and my priorities? That needs to be a t-shirt. That needs to be a checklist for you. Does this align with my purpose, God's plan, and my priorities? Every question, every request of you needs to have a pause and a thinking. Does this align with my purpose, God's plans, and my priorities? Okay. You people need to know, oh, when I asked JD this, he asking himself this before he can give me an answer. Point three. Healthy boundaries build respect. Okay. Put that in your notes. Healthy boundaries build respect. The reason why people don't respect your time, respect your money, respect your energy is because you've not put up and exemplified healthy boundaries in that area. But the moment you exemplify and set up healthy boundaries in that area, it demands and it deems respect. People often respect the limits you consistently enforce. Write that down. People often respect the limits you consistently enforce. When boundaries are unclear, others will naturally assume you're available. When boundaries are unclear, others will naturally assume you're available. But when boundaries are communicated and maintained, people begin to understand your limits. So I don't just need to communicate my boundaries, I need to uphold them. I need to maintain them consistently. So that when you know and think about JD, you know that this is a boundary in his life and I'm going to respect that. You know that in order for me to call JD and ask him something, I got to call his wife first. I got to ask her. I need to ask her how the children do. He set up a boundary for me to maintain. Our problem is not that sometimes we don't set the boundary. It's sometimes we get lax in it. We need to maintain it. Consistency in boundaries build respect, and respect protects your peace. But for some of us who consistently protect our focus and our time, will train others to approach us differently. Some people can't even approach me with the foolishness because I put such a boundary there that they know that that's going to be foolishness to him. But that requires a consistent maintaining of boundaries. So today you need to choose one boundary you need to begin practicing this week. You need to choose one boundary that you need to begin practicing this week, and you need to begin to practice it. You need to begin to practice it. Small boundaries create long-term freedom. Write that down. Small boundaries create long-term freedom. Small boundaries create long-term freedom. Today's homework assignment, I'm going to let you go earlier today. I was going to not do it today. My mouth is hurting. I had a lot of acidic food and drinks over the last couple of days, and I have a reaction in my mouth right now. And so I was going to sleep in and not do this morning. And then I remembered no consistency. So I showed up because you showed up. Give yourself a pat on the back. All of you who are live right now, and then those of you that's listening to the replay, give yourself a pat on the back because I showed up because you showed up. I'm in pain right now. My mouth's in pain right now, but I'm here because you showed up. And when you constantly show up in a place, it deems everybody else to respect that. It deems them to show up. Shante, I showed up today because I knew you were going to be here. And I didn't want to play with your time. I didn't want to play with your expectations. Some of us just need to get consistent boundaries. Homework, today's assignment. Notice where your time or energy is constantly being interrupted. Notice where your time and energy is constantly being interrupted. Notice where your time and energy is constantly being interrupted. Decide one boundary that needs to exist in this area. And then practice pausing before saying yes to new commitments. Practice pausing before you say yes to new commitments. Boundaries are how you protect your life. Boundaries do not make you selfish, they make you intentional. And when your time, attention, and energy are protected, you have more to give in places that truly matter. Peace grows when access becomes intentional. Peace grows when access becomes intentional. Tomorrow, we'll keep going in this, and we'll talk about something that quietly steals focus and confidence for many people, and that's comparison. So don't miss tomorrow. We're going to talk about comparison tomorrow. But our daily affirmation today is that my peace is protected by wise boundaries. My time and energy are valuable. I choose commitments with clarity. I'm not controlled by expectations. My life moves with intention and focus. I create my now. My peace is protected by wisdom, wise boundaries. My time and energy are valuable. I choose commitments with clarity. I am not controlled by expectations. My life moves with intention and focus. I create my now. Make sure you like, tag, and share this broadcast. You've heard it now, so tag 2 or 3 people and tell them, hey, you need to come catch the replay of this. Share the link on YouTube to 2 or 3 people and tell them, hey, you need to come catch the replay of this. If you're not following me on Facebook, the J. Michael Daniels, make sure that you do so. The link is in the description of the video. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure you go over there and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And every person that is going to be a person in business, a high performer, you already have a LinkedIn, just go follow me on LinkedIn. I'm about to do some stuff over there. J. Michael Daniels. J. Michael Daniels. You'll see my picture there. Go follow me on LinkedIn. Go get my numbers up. I need to get over 500 connections. So if you have a LinkedIn, go follow me on LinkedIn. I'm going to start doing content over there for those that are high achieving, or those who are high performing, or those who desire to be. We're going to do another version of creating your now over there. And if that's you, then you're on LinkedIn, go follow me over there, J. Michael Daniels. I'm going to create a link tree today and be able to put the link tree in the description of the video. That way you can have all the links that are valuable in one space. Okay. All right. Go, grow, and glow. May his peace, his protection, and his provision be your portion. If this is your week, your day to sow, we're sowing in the denomination of 12. You can sow $1.12. You can sow $12.12. If you need to sow 20, 12, 40, 12, 60, 12, wherever you need to sow at, you can do so. The link is in the description of the video, or it's in the comments of the video on Facebook. And so we're praying over your seed, that as you obey God, even in your seed, that somebody else will obey God concerning you, concerning your purpose and God's plan for you and the priorities that you've set up. I'm believing that somebody will use their power, their ability, their influence, their affluence, their network, and their net worth on your behalf. Right? More grace to you. Make sure you put in your calendar October 8th, 9th, and 10th. Greenville, South Carolina. How did we end up in the South Kakalaki? We're going to be in South Carolina, Greenville, October 8th, 9th, 10th. I'm expecting you, if you're in the surrounding area, to make that drive, get with some people, come together as a group. We're going to be in Greenville, South Carolina, for our very first Vision Fest 2026. I'm excited. I'm praying about it. I'm fasting about it. And I'm believing God is going to blow our minds and meet us there for all things Christ, community, culture, corporate. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. More grace to you. Happy Wednesday. Go win on purpose, in purpose, and for purpose. Remember, God has a purpose. He has a plan. He has an assignment over your life. You need to keep arising and keep building. See you tomorrow, same time, same place for Arise and Build. More grace.